There you go. That's it. There you go. All right. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hi. I don't have time to chat for long because I am getting ready. I have to take my sister to the doctor. And at the same time, because it's in the same building, I will see my heart doctor about my echo test. And I'm just sitting here saying, what a day to go and see my heart doctor with everything that we're feeling as a country. You know, it's 24 years of 9/11. We still, you know, I have to say this, even 24 years of 9/11, and to know that still nothing has been done even about that. You know, why does it have to take 24 years for other investigations or to have people, you know, be held accountable for it? I'm also saddened when we think about on that morning and 9 or 10 months after that, excuse me, I was eating toast. See, I have to eat something because I know this could be a long day being out because of the times of the appointments. And like today's one of these days that you just want to not, you know, go out. You know, this is why I had to wear, I identify as an American. You know, it's very important that we don't forget what happened to us. And what I was saying is that I remember the days after 9/11 and the months after, how we were all together. Would I even dream that 24 years later, it's for me, the attacks and stuff has gotten worse. You would think that we would have went in a better direction, since we kind of know who and what happened on 9/11. You know, over the years, the things that we hear, and maybe who was really involved with that. And it's sad to know that, you know, we still don't have answers for that. And so many people come, so many politicians come and says, we're going to have this answer, we're going to have that answer. And in reality, we don't. And the one hope of when, you know, President Trump came along, and to know that we finally have people that are really, really love our country. That's why I got involved. I got involved more after Obama, because there was just something about him that wasn't adding up. And so many people, and I had just said to Missy in the kitchen that Charlie Kirk was born in 1993. And in 1993, we had the first bombing in the basement or the garage of the towers. See what I mean? So when I sit and I think of all these years that went by, these 31 years of his life, you know, it's very sad. And one of the things that I don't want to see happen, I don't want to see happen where there's going to be more violence. If anything now, we have to stick together in a different way, especially now. Remember, look at everything with Charlie Kirk, okay? One of his things he created is Turning Point. I believe that when I got up this morning, I don't know why I feel like this, but, you know, I can't, like, shake it off. I just can't. And like I said, not a good day for me to have to go and see my heart doctor, and he sees me a little bit upset. But I just can't at this point change my appointment, or even my sister's. And we have to realize that him with the Turning Point, you know, sometimes we have people on earth that they're here for a short period of time. And they're here to get the message and to, like I always say that. I was never political. I still believe that, I'm doing God's work, whether people like it or not. And that's what we're doing. We're just humble people, and they want to keep pushing us to get violent. And that's why I'm saying we can't go into that violent, okay? For me, Charlie now, he's with God. And one of the things he left us with is the turning point. So, if anything, we have to look at his legacy. That's why this morning I found that video from TikTok of a person already on the left. See, you have to understand something, guys. The same thing with President Trump. They tried to kill President Trump because everything with him is working. Everything with Charlie was working. They knew it. Okay, remember something. These liberal colleges, these professors, they worked 30 years in the making to change your children's mind. Okay? They had a different message. And I wish people would have woke up years ago. And their message, and that was part of how they were going to take us down as a country within. Do you get it? Within. That's the message. And they worked on the younger kids. It's all, like I always said, if you look at Antifa, okay, even part of Black Lives Matter, those are made up groups. And this is why they walk around with masks on. They walk around like if they're the KKK. Because they don't want to show who they really are. And Charlie had the balls, I'm being honest with you, to walk into these places and be kind to people and just try to give them, listen to them and get them. And you know what happened? We seen it. This is why I say we're 85% now, which only 15. This has happened to Charlie because they know they're losing. They know they're losing. They know that his message, and they couldn't have that. They did not, because this is what they do. They want to shut you up. They want to hurt you. That is not how we're supposed to have a government. That one party decides that when people don't agree with them, they're going to kill you. Nobody needs that. And they do this because this is how it's been. This is how we've been living. We're the victims. We were living for years with the mainstream media. I still say it. We have to get out of this, and the way it has to be done is these colleges got to go. Okay? The colleges, all these liberal ideology colleges got to go. They really do. Because every day, they're still pumping that crap into the young people's heads. And meanwhile, you as parents, you don't know this. And this is why it makes you like, where is this coming from? You raise your children, and then at a certain age, you work hard so you can send them to a college. That's what Charlie saw. Remember, he didn't have a college degree. He decided to get his message out just by starting in his garage and then going to talk to people. And I'm happy today that we're already seeing. And you know what? Whoever did this, I saw the presser with the FBI, and I posted it. I don't know if I'll have time to post it for you guys, but it was very informational, okay? Because I'll tell you now, one of the biggest things that really bothered me is to know that this person had the whereabouts, walked around in the school. See what I mean? Knew everything. It's pretty scary to know that they knew exactly where Charlie was going to sit. They knew exactly probably where to shoot him because the bullet supposedly ricocheted. So this was probably a paid hit job. This was not some young kid. I won't believe it. And that's why we have to get to the bottom of it. This is beyond, what we're thinking. It's only in America. These are outside. These are countries probably. And one thing I want to say, there better be, I'm telling you right now, there better be a bigger, that's how our voice is going to carry on, okay? I don't want to see his this all be quiet, and a funeral quiet. We, the American people, in memory of Charlie, we have to see a bigger funeral for Charlie Kirk. No more of this shit like we had with George Floyd, okay, and Michael Brown and all of that. That is what has to be done, okay? I said that. We went through so much shit of the fact of we had to sit during the summer of love. It shouldn't be that way. That's how you turn things around, okay? When is it going to be time that the conservatives stand up and say the American people deserve this? For everything, Charlie and his family deserve this. So I hope that is what they're going to want. They're going to want that. And that's what I want to see. I want to see where the mainstream media is going to have to, for 2 weeks, play Charlie's funeral. Okay? Play his funeral. Like the shit we had to see with George Floyd. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what the Democrats do. And the only way that we're going to change things is we have to do that to them. You have to. I've been saying that all along. Even today, I want to tell you something, what got under my skin. Okay? I had to turn the 9/11 in New York off. And I'm going to tell you why. I did not want to see how these people like Letitia James, okay? So I saw Rudy Giuliani sitting, and I know that was Letitia James. That's the shit that I don't like. Okay, as a New Yorker, we don't go for that. Okay? We don't go for that. When you do things and you hurt, like growing up in a neighborhood, we stuck up in a neighborhood. We stuck up for each other. But for me to be watching them and these freaking creeps, these liars, to stand there, her and other Democrats like her, where they have evil, how do they go down there and want to stand there for 9/11 when we all know that is the evilness in them? I can't take that. See, I can't take that energy. I would not be there. So I don't know how people don't see that. If I happened to go there, I would have left. You would have all known, why is Deb walking away? Because I don't want to be in the same place with them. It's beyond, okay? It's beyond. Yes, Charlie Kirk, telling you right now, not Obama, not George Floyd. He needs a statue. The same way President Trump needs a statue. And every good patriot needs that. It's sickening. It really is. It's sickening to know that who was down there. And then you see what happens? They all hobnob. That wouldn't happen with me. That's why, guys, when people say, Deb, you should go to Congress. Oh, no. You know what would have happened if I went to Congress, okay? I probably would be, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Do you understand? I would not be able to handle it because I'm just like that. I had to, as president, I had to put up with a lot. And I did it in a diplomatic way. Okay, when you're doing a job versus your personal, and many people would look at me and say, Deb, I don't know how you do that. You have to do that. Okay? Yes, somebody just wrote, they think like me. Charlie's funeral should be held at the White House. Absolutely. While he's getting the medal. Okay, did you hear President Trump today say that? But understand, we're all hurting. Every single one. Because this is what they needed to do. And that's how you know they're losing. Okay? They want to put the scare. You can't let this happen. Okay, now is the time that you got to be out there. But you have to be vigilant. And there got to be a lot of changes. There really does. Because, you know, this for me, this whole shit, like today when I was watching this FBI talking, and you'll see it, I really hope they know their shit. And they know what they're doing. Because we're tired of it. We really are. Supposedly, they got the rifle, okay? They found it out in the woods, okay? So they have certain things. They got picture images. I think, I'll tell you right now, whoever did this and whoever's involved, I don't want to hear that we're still working on it, okay? We can't have that. We can't. And we can't have, like now, I'm hearing the students at the schools. This is unfair for them. Unfair for them. We all know who probably is involved with this because every time we saw Antifa, for me, Antifa was made up, most likely, of professors. You get it? These college professors. Because that was the goal of them going there. All their funding should be stopped. All their funding. We should not continue to have this money coming from other countries to hurt us Americans. We can't. And that's why today it's very sad because, you know, they also did this, like I said, because of President Trump's commitment to cleaning up these cities, okay? Cleaning up the cities because this is what they want. You know, George Soros and all these people, they love to put us in depression. That's what they want to do because that's what happens in these countries. They want to take away the American dream. You know, it's pretty sad that when we know that we still have people that have access as a media, the mainstream media, they should be shut down ASAP. There has to be a turning point. Do you get it? Charlie's words, a turning point. And the turning point is now. These media, the mainstream media, are the ones that created all of this. This is why we were losing our country. We were losing our country because of the mainstream media. And that's why it has to stop. They have to go away. Enough is enough. We're all here 10 years doing this. Look at Charlie. Okay? We got to worry now. People are going to be worried. Can we have this event? Yesterday, what's his name? Shapiro, okay? He canceled an event. Well, what should have happened is they should have got him more security to be at his event. And it's sad. It really is sad. And just remember something. This happened because they are losing. You remember President Trump's son, Barron. Thank God for Barron. It was Barron that even told his father, you have to reach out to the younger people. You know, generation, whatever they call them, Z, G, X, Y, I don't know. I'm not into all these letters. But technically, that's why the Democrats are mad. They are mad because they know Charlie Kirk, others like him, really did a great job. We've seen it. We've seen it with the election. And they know it because they see the numbers. I told you they're going to come out in full force, but the way that has to happen is now we have to be told, okay? We have to be told who this person is. No more sugarcoating shit. Okay? That's how I see it. And I want to see a really big tribute to Charlie Kirk. Okay, that the mainstream media is going to have to. And the first person that says one thing about him or President Trump, they got to be fired. That's the way it has to be. There was a period there that the left was doing that all the time under Obama. Okay, look what they did to Roseanne Barr. Okay, remember those days? Remember that you couldn't say, oh, this or that? You were going to be canceled and stripped? That's the turning point. We have the upper hand, guys. Don't think that this event would happen. We have the upper hand, and we still have to be that way. But it's not with violence. You get it? It's not with violence. It's more now. It's more that people have to, show their patriotism. You really do. And we have to stand together. And it's not with violence. So I got to get going because it's what time? 11:30. I got to get my sister. And I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure I'm fine, because if I wasn't, they would have called me. The doctor's office would have called me. So now when I go, and they'll probably give me that little EKG in the office, they're going to say, Deb, well, your pressure is up. Yeah, I'm going to tell them. And that's why more and more. So, like I said, let's keep Charlie and his wife and his children, and keep his legacy and his memory, because I'll tell you, he deserves, much more. And it's sad, it really is. I got up this morning, I had a little hard time sleeping, because you want to think it was like a dream. Where we get up, I normally get up, and when we see the sun shine, how we feel, I just know that his wife and his family, when that sun came out, was a different time for them. And then at the same time, it's 9/11. 24 years. And we should be in a better shape because of 9/11. That's how I see it. Have a good day, guys. Love you guys. Bye-bye.